Hello, Army of Yahweh, Divine Collective. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for stopping by. If you're a new subscriber or you are a new viewer, thank you so much for watching and tuning in. If you're a returning subscriber, if you're returning to the channel, Hood Gotham Healing Insight, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for coming and supporting your girl, okay? So I said my prayers and I did a meditation. Now, the energy feels very chaotic, y'all. I can't lie. It's like good things are shifting in order to align you with the right people, the right experiences, the right layout in your life where you're living out your dreams, okay? You are achieving and hitting certain milestones, okay, that you have been sowing the seeds to be able to reap the harvest of your work, okay, your self-work and whatever it is that you're putting your attention and your focus and your energy into for you to create a better lifestyle for yourself, okay? A lot of you want to live a better, more softer, more luxurious lifestyle, okay? Because it's who you are. You are a luxury to this planet, to this earth, to people around you. And you just want life to reflect that back to you without it being strenuous, without it being restricted, or for there to be any opposing outside interferences to disturb that from being like stabilized in your life, okay? And so in order for you to be able to maintain the frequency, the mindset, the way of being, for you to align, evolve, elevate, and receive that into your reality, it's going to require some shedding. It's going to require some deep healing and going to those dark, spooky places within yourself that you have already overcome certain warfare, certain hardships, struggles, challenges. They got you to this point. And I spoke about this in my previous message titled, You Have a New Boo, or You're About to Get a New Boo that replaces your trash ass ex. Don't look back. I mentioned in that video about the swamp, okay? I may put the picture of my swamp that I created when I was in my swamp. I was in the thick of it, right? And I had created that as like a totem, okay? As a painting, as a visual of what my swamp is and what I may have to go to go address certain things that I may be hiding from myself, or other people may have thrown into my swamp because they didn't want to deal with their own ish and they thought they were going to project it into my swamp. And you know, the swamp can get very muggy and very, you know, murky. It's all the murky stuff, it's all the dark stuff, it's all the scary stuff, it's all the, you know, the creepy things, okay? Things that people don't like to address or people like to run away from. It just kind of seeps into the swamp. But your swamp is supposed to be specialized and specific to your own things, okay, that you need to heal, not other people's things, okay? So this is where the shedding and the healing and the releasing and the cleansing needs to come into play, because we are not here to be sorting through and working through other people's bullshit that they refuse to face and they refuse to address and they refuse to look at, okay? They want to be big and bad and bold when it comes to trying to control other people's lives, but they can't be big and bad and bold when it comes to checking themselves and looking in the mirror and self-reflecting so that they can be able to, you know, correct themselves and get better outcomes in their life rather than just blaming the next person, okay? Somebody that is triggering them into addressing themselves, they would rather blame that person than to just sit with themselves and breathe, okay, and take accountability, all right? So yeah, Now that we've touched base on that, we're going to see what we're going to get in today's collective message, okay? I hope that you got some deep breaths. And speaking of that, we're going to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. This feels like it's going to be a dense message, so I don't want to stay in this energy for too long. I'm being guided to the Medieval Cat Tarot, and if you've been on my channel and you've watched my previous messages where this deck was involved, you know that it is my catty deck, and things are going to be very catty, okay? And it's going to be things that are going to be a little messy, a little bit all over the place, a little bit sticky, but we're gonna get through it, okay? And I ask one thing of you, Divine Soul Tribe, Army of Yahweh, that y'all help send me some positive prayers and wishes to break my habit of smoking cigarettes, okay? Yahweh has been convicting me about it because Yahweh has already told me not to continue to smoke them. But it's something about the tobacco and the spirit of tobacco that I've gained confirmation about that helps with moving and taking action and not being stagnant and moving energy around, so that, you know, excuse me if I'm chewing too much, please. Y'all gonna have to send me them intuitive and energetic nudges to kind of like keep that under control, because I do not want to get under y'all skin or, you know, make y'all click off, because it's just unbearable. You know, I know that some people, they just can't stand the sound of chewing, and I understand that. I get that. So I'm gonna do my best to keep the chewing and the chomping on my gum under control. It just helps me channel, okay? Okay. Alright, you know, let's see what we get. Okay, my stomach is doing that little funny thing that it was doing in another channel message or another collective message that I did on the channel not too long ago. It was called somebody has to, or your enemies have to square up with your spirit guides. Okay, your spirit guide. I'm starting to feel that look like punching, that that pushing of my solar plexus. I'm not sure what that's about. But the energy does feel like it's kind of all over the place and chaotic and dense and uncomfortable. It's like moving through dense, hard energy, but it's like not the collective's energy. This is like things that y'all are picking up on as y'all are leveling up, and you are being guided, nudged to shed and to release and to purge and to cleanse and to face certain things and take note of certain things. Be present as you are doing so. Feel what you need to feel so that you can discern what is yours and what isn't, because a lot of this dense energy that I'm feeling does not feel like it belongs to the collective, okay? It's like a lot of people throwing and projecting their things that they don't want to heal, okay? They're weaklings. They're weaklings. They've let hatred fester. They've allowed certain things to continue to keep them in certain cycles. In an ignorant state of being to their own BS, okay? And so when someone like yourself, the collective, is shining, is glowing, because although you might be feeling all of this dense, heavy energy, and a lot of it doesn't belong to you, but it is some of your own things, okay? As you're getting rid of all of this energy, these old skins, these old mindsets and perceptions. Some of these mindsets and perceptions do not belong to you. They're being projected onto you by outside people that are hating on you, okay? They're scared of you rising beyond what they have told other people you're not going to be able to reach, or they tell themselves that you're not supposed to or you're not going to reach, okay? Because that's how they feel about themselves. Yeah, it's like other people see that your energy, or they can sense that your energy is very strong, and that you are doing a shedding and a healing and a deep cleansing, so that whatever they're projecting onto you, it doesn't stick. It bounces back to them, and it like hits them in the face, and they're forced to face their own shit. Okay, and so the more that they project onto you, they get hit in the face with their own shit, and you could be picking up on the backfiring of people projecting onto you. Okay, because of your empathy and you're sensitive, you could be feeling tender right now. Okay, you know, like when a snake sheds its skin, it's a little tender. The energy, I mean, the skin of the snake, the new skin of the snake is all shiny and new, and you know, it's a little sensitive because it's new, fresh skin. Okay, so you could be feeling the trigger points that are being hit by other people, by their own BS, as it's backfiring because it's bouncing off of you. Okay, you're just picking up on it. And make sure you're banishing things that don't belong to you. You're cleansing and releasing things. You're setting your intentions that whatever doesn't belong to you, it returns back to its original source, not to find its way back to you. Okay, not in spirit, not in flesh, to negatively affect your mind, your spirit, your energy, your aura, your life in any way, shape, or form. Okay, be setting those intentions, be calling your energy and your power and your magic, your essence, your creativity, your stability, your wealth, your clarity, your balance back home into wholeness and fullness within you. Cleanse, bless, and transmuted, untouched, untainted, and unharmed. Bind it to you so that it's not to energetically be drained or siphoned or blocked or stopped or karmically tied into or corded into without your consent by any outside sources. Okay, be sure to do that. If you have to rewind this video so that you can write it down, please do so, and incorporate that into your spiritual rituals for your spiritual hygiene and your spiritual protection. Okay, because that needs to be amped up right now. Okay, cleansing and protection, because as you are gaining momentum to achieving certain milestones and receiving blessings from the universe that have been overdue and that belong to you because you are doing the work, you're going to have a lot of people that hate to see it, and they're going to be projecting. That's why I guess I'm picking up this negative energy. You're hauling ass to a new timeline. You are quantum leaping really fast, and people can see the results. They see the fruit of your gifts, of your authority, of your power, and you utilizing it and applying it the right way. And it's like making them sick. It's making them mad. It's making them angry. They're comparing themselves, and they're trying to ask, well, why do you get to do that? Why do you get to have that? Why do you get to be able to achieve the things that you're achieving and you're gaining and you're winning at doing so fast? Like, why is it taking them so long? Why they don't get the same results as you, as fast as you? Why? Why they don't get the same type of attention as you, positive attention? Why? This energy is a lot, okay? It's a lot, okay? It is. I don't like it. It's too much. It's dense and it's heavy. Okay, so let's see. Okay, they're telling me to break it. Whew. What does the collective need to know at this time right now? What is it that the divine collective, the army of Yahweh, needs to know right now? Universe, source, Yahweh. Okay, so, hold on. I just want the light to, alright, anywho. So, we have, for your energy, 10 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Swords. Now, this is a lot of abundance and good luck and good fortune, and that's because you're staying true to yourself and you're cutting out the bullshit. You're seeing through what isn't yours, what is yours, You're cutting through the illusions. You're cutting through the deception. You're cutting through the projections, the toxic projections, the evil eye, the hate, anything that anyone's trying to throw at you, whether intentionally or unintentionally, to destabilize you or to stop and block you, to negatively cross you in any type of way. You're cutting through it. You're cutting through all the bullshit, and you're doing it successfully because you're still getting this 10 of Pentacles, this wealth, this stability, okay? This legacy, this household name brand, okay? This good fortune, this abundance, and it being continuous and consistent and stable in your life, okay? A continuous cycle that you stay on, that you have set into motion for you to consistently be able to live, experience, okay? Develop. Get used to this, okay? You're speaking things over yourself, and it's coming true. So be careful with your words, because they are manifesting, but you are speaking all the right words. I'm seeing, okay? You know what it feels like? It feels like there's people that are stuck, okay? They're stuck in some sort of emotional loops or cycles, or they're restricted, and they're bound to certain emotions, or they're bound to certain cycles with people that get okay, so sorry about that. Yeah, there's somebody that's stuck somewhere where you are free to go into this new timeline where it's luxurious and it's abundant and it's stable, and you're flourishing and you're prospering and you're stable, and you are the leader. You're the one calling the shots because you're clear, okay? You're aligned, you're tapped into your truth. So that's what is going to be reflected back to you in your authentic state of being and way of being, without any bullshit getting in your way or stopping or blocking or hindering you, because you know how to cut that shit out, okay? You know how to cleanse it, you know how to release it, you know how to call a spade, so that you don't waste your time somewhere where it's not going to be able to meet you and match you, okay? You don't have time for it, so guess what? The universe is making sure that your time is valued, your time is filled with things that are going to add to you, add value to you, bless you, enhance you, expand you in the areas where it's going to continue to stabilize, enhance, and bless your stability, your resources, okay? Your brand. If you're creating a brand, it's going to flourish. If you have a brand already, it's going to continue to flourish, and it's going to gain more revenue. It's going to gain more stability. It's going to provide for you in ways that a 9-to-5 or what you've been previously doing for income couldn't, okay? So that's that, all right? Now, I'm picking up a headache. I feel like I'm about to get a headache because somebody's stuck and they're restricted and they're being held in place and they're being forced to feel something that they don't want to feel, okay? They're in their emotions. Oh my gosh, this is from like, this is the same storyline that we've been getting in the past previous messages about some player, about somebody that was in and out, about somebody that was playing you and that was playing with your emotions and that was just being very disrespectful, and they're insecure, they're immature, insecure, their character is shit, okay? They're coming out on the cards and they feel stuck and they're in the same emotions that you are feeling about them when you had to leave them behind and blah, blah, blah. And now they're realizing what it felt like, what they put you in, the situation they put you in. They are feeling those emotions, okay? They're feeling those emotions and they're blaming other people about how they have allowed them to steer them in the wrong direction due to their opinions that they did not have to take, but they follow because they have a lack of integrity. They have a lack of authenticity, and they don't know how to, feel their own emotions. They want other people to feel the emotions for them and process the emotions for them, and they go off of their own perceptions of their relationship with you, or the relationship that they had with you. Okay, they weren't following their own inner compass. They weren't trying to make their own decisions. They were just allowing other people to guide them in a certain way, because they didn't want to sit with how they felt, and they really did care about you, and they still do care about you, and they're being forced to feel the pain and the sadness and the burden of the hurt, betrayal, okay, the disrespect that they put you through. Okay, you've cut it out. You've cut the bullshit out. You're on your way. You're moving up. You're elevating, and you're getting a better, you're aligning and quantum leaping to a new, brand new timeline. It's squeaky clean. Like, it's working in your favor. Okay, and this other person's stuck and trapped in the timeline that they try to make sure that you stayed so they can continue to have access to you, or they could, you know, get you to settle for them and their antics and their BS, and they didn't have to address their issues and their wounds and, you know, the things that they needed to heal and face and work on, because it was just not it just was unjust and it wasn't right. They're stuck in that, yes, they're stuck in that place now, and they're depressed, and they're being faced with the emotions that they try to make you feel, which is sadness and depression and disappointment, feeling like they've been left behind, or depressed, if I didn't say that already. Somebody is falling deep into a certain addiction. Could be drinking, something to numb the pain. Somebody is trying to numb the pain. They're trying to run away from it, whereas you're facing the pain from this situation that you are moving past, that you are elevating out of. Okay, you've completed it. You're not going to be returning back to this type of cycle, because you're facing the things that it has brought up in you, so that you don't have to continue this, and you can learn from it, and you can add the information, the wisdom to your, you know, itinerary of knowledge and wisdom. So you've passed the test of this. You've closed out the cycle. Okay, and this other person is stuck in it. So what else? What do we need to know? Okay, I do feel lighter now, so that's, yeah. So the trumpets have been sounded. All right, you are ascending. You are ascending. You have answered the call. You are on your path. You are fulfilling your divine purpose. Okay, you are in your element. You are in alignment. You are in the position to rise. Okay, rise out of this bullshit. Okay, this cage that this person tried to put you in. Yeah. If you've seen my previous messages, you know how I feel about the Queen of Pentacles. It's a certain energy that's attached to this Queen of Pentacles, that, and how it's coming out in my cards, that I don't like. It's about like some third party ass person, male or female. They're a bitch. I don't like them. They're greedy. They're annoying. They're gimme, gimme, gimme. I want this, I want that, and it's shit that does not belong to them. They're trying to take it and snatch it from you, the Divine Collective, where they don't even know how to sustain it. They don't know how to match that energy to even be able to keep it. Like, they want to wear it, they want to become it, but they're not doing the fucking work to be able to even align with it. And so the Divine is calling this person. The trumpets have been sounded. Someone's having a huge wake-up call. Okay, about some magic someone was throwing. This person was throwing magic at you due to this person. Okay, this Queen of Pentacles that is having a very harsh and brutal wake-up call. Okay, I feel like they're losing things, or they're on the timeline of lack. Okay, due to certain actions that they have taken against you for someone that you have left behind on this very dense and restricted and stuck and stagnant timeline that they try to control and manipulate for you to be in due to betraying you. Okay, this person, this third party that was connected to the person that you are leaving behind, you have outgrown, you have elevated past, you have ascended beyond. Okay, having to be affiliated with them. All right, this person, this third party, they are under judgment. They are experiencing a very dark, gruesome, and brutal and ruthless awakening. Okay, they're being called out about something by the higher powers, by Yahweh, by the universe, by their ancestors, by the forces that were assigned to them to help get them on the right path and to listen to the trumpets as they were getting louder. The saxophones, sacrifice. They could have tried to sacrifice something to try to make something work against you in regards to some spell work or some witchcraft to get it to touch you in your reality. The saxophones are getting louder for this queen of this dumbass, stupid copycat wannabe Queen of Pentacles, and they don't want anyone to know this or see this about them, because whenever I was saying those things and calling them what they are, okay, my throat chakra was kind of closing up. So yeah, well, we're airing your shit out, bitch, because you keep trying to come over here into the collective, because they're clearly scrying and spying on you. Okay, they're getting readings on you or something. They're like spending all their money to get readings on you to know what they can target or know what they can try to hit or throw magic at, and they're not getting anything. They're literally being left stranded. They're finding themselves in a dead end when it comes to getting these readings to know what to attack. They're a novice at this shit. Like, they can't touch you. Like, you outrank this person. They cannot reach you. They're doing shit in the dark. They're playing with shit in the dark. This dumbass Queen of Pentacles that's trying to, like, basically swagger jack you, destiny swap with you. They're trying to penetrate into your reality. They want to just see something work. They want to see something taken away from you. They want to see something done against you. And the divine has sounded the trumpets and the saxophones. The saxophones are getting really loud, and they're looking around, and they're seeing that whatever they've thrown at you in the dark, it's happening to them. They're seeing that whatever they've done ritually or through witchcraft, it is happening to them, and they're losing things. Okay, they're in a very deep, impoverished state of lack. Okay. And what's this? Temperance. Okay. Right. Go for this Three of Cups. Okay, so the person that you had to leave behind, all right, that chose a third party, they were entertaining a third party, you left them with the third party. Okay, you started balancing yourself out. You started cutting those cords. You started removing and dissolving those karmic ties. And if you haven't, you should pray this person out of your energy, because they come with a lot of karmic baggage. They come with a lot of dense ass unhealed energy that just you don't deserve to have to work through, because they aren't facing their shit. They are not taking accountability, and they're jumping from person to person to run away from their own shadow. Okay, their own bullshit. Okay, they're just refusing to suss it out, acknowledge it, to get started on the work. They keep running to people and trying to evade the pain, the pressure of the saxophones being loud about the time is basically up on the shit that they were doing to you. They're being separated from you, and they're gonna have to answer to their sentence. Okay, so this Queen of Pentacles is answering her sentence, and this person that was entertaining this Queen of Pentacles out of spite towards you, all right, to try to get you to chase them, or put aside your boundaries and settle for whatever toxicity or bare minimum or foul treatment or just unbalanced situation that this person that you detached and disconnected yourself from was curating. Okay, so because you have ascended, cleanse your energy of this circus, this third party circus, and this magic that is involved, okay, to keep the person, or to to keep this person that was being a player, okay. They're throwing magic at this person to stay connected to them, to continue to choose them, even if they're giving them crumbs or just like nothing, barely nothing. They come back to them and give them like something small. That's enough for this pick me, this Queen of Pentacles, this wannabe, this copycat, this third party, to feel happy because this other person is staying involved with them. Okay, this is a low life ass bitch, whoever this Queen of Pentacles is. It's just somebody's feeling a lot of guilt because they could still be entertaining this third party because this person's throwing magic, and they just think of you the whole time and how you got away and how they chose this other person over you. And it's just like, they're like, ew, like, I don't even want to be here. But because this person is throwing so much magic at them and they don't have their spiritual defenses up, they don't have their boundaries up, they're just like in the sludge, in the witchcraft, in the manipulation, being coerced to still connect with this person, even though they're not giving anything to them because they're so burdened by their own karma for how they treated you, and them being under judgment, and them going through a lot of hardship and struggles, and things just feel dense and heavy. It's hard because they're not doing the work to cleanse it and release it and to address the things they need to address, so that they can be able to learn from what they did wrong, so that they don't continue to repeat certain things. Okay, they can detach from this dumbass Queen of Pentacles, this third party, get on with their life and know not to do this again. Okay, to regulate their emotions, to be able to address certain things and be fair and be mature about certain things and feel their emotions and be able to communicate them. All right, be vulnerable when it's necessary, and know that if they are dealing with somebody that is trying to balance something out, work with them, that they're not going to be hurt or they're not going to be judged. Okay, I guess this person that you had to leave behind, you had to cut off, they've been judged for expressing their emotions or expressing how they feel, and they don't feel safe doing that, so they play games, okay, because it makes them feel safe and they feel like they're in control, but it just got their ass handed to them, and so it was easier for them to jump to this third party because this third party needed them and they needed an ego boost, and it became a burden that they can't bear. It feels unbearable. The burden feels so unbearable, like, oh my gosh. This could be a Gemini. This could be an Aries. I see a Taurus. I see a Sagittarius here. I see a Virgo. And Scorpio. Cups. Clarify this Ten of Cups. It just took you to cut this person off, clean off, and to remove those cords and to unbind yourself or remove a soul tie, do a wound cleanse, do a solar plexus cleanse, release and heal and detach for this person to feel the absence of you, for them to be able to switch their awareness to the importance you had in their life, okay? Their emotions for you and how real they are and how much you have impacted their life for the better. And they're comparing you to this third party, this dumbass wannabe third party, okay? And they feel like they're being crushed with guilt, and it's a lot of guilt, it's a lot of fear, it's a lot of worry. And they're panicking because they feel like there's so many things that they have to face as a result of their karma, or life handing their ass to them and their actions catching up to them, and them having to pay their dues and pay the sentence that has been appointed to them by the universe, by the scales of justice, by source, as a result of how they were mistreating you, okay? Using this third party to try to break you, okay? The shoe is on the other foot for them, okay? And your energy is not there, okay? And I keep getting a wish. Like, I wish I had just given to them, and I had just chose them, and I had just not listened to the third party, or I had not listened to other people, and I just followed how I felt. And I met them with the emotion and the love and the kindness that the collective was meeting me with, okay? I wish I had just let go of this other person that they were entertaining and just went for the collective, because now they have to carry the burden of their actions, and they have no other choice but to face what they did, because they can't blame you, and they see why you cut them off, and you're not coming back. This collective is not coming back to this person. You have completely transformed. You have completely shed. You're still shedding, some of you, and you're in your power. You are in your fucking power, okay? Yes. And somebody's stressed out. Somebody spooked Magoot. Somebody you used to be connected to, okay? They feel like you're gonna get in a new relationship with somebody, which I do see in the cards, and they're just gonna have to be haunted and be tormented and be unsettled, and thinking in the past, overthinking what they shoulda and coulda woulda did in the past. It's just going to be plaguing them with a lot of anxiety and a lot of painful thoughts, okay? Yeah, a lot of painful thoughts. You have a huge breakthrough coming. Some of y'all are about to move, or some of y'all are about to switch jobs, or some of y'all are about to hit a certain milestone that I was picking up on in the beginning of this message, that is going to change your life for the rest of your life, and it's going to reposition you in the right spaces, in the right rooms, and taking the right moves and steps and actions to bringing something to life, and it being a hit for you, okay? And it really transforming your reality, and you getting what you want, exactly what you want, okay? Some sort of level of success or exposure or completion to something, making it to the end of the road, and it just everything works out for you, and everything just is, you're winning, you're getting your wishes fulfilled. And they're not coming to you in small ways. They're coming in these blessings, these changes, to align you in the right place or in the right home, okay, in the right setting, around the right people, are going to be big. This is why this shedding and this releasing and this cleansing is necessary right now, because you are quantum leaping and you're quantum jumping so fast and rapidly, because you don't have certain people that are in alignment with you, that you have cut off, that you have completely removed from your life. You've cut those cords, you've cut and severed those soul ties and dissolved them. Okay, so you don't have these parasites, these vampires draining your energy, blocking your energy, where they're not able to reciprocate it. They're not able to reciprocate it, match it, respect it, appreciate it, value it. They've been removed, so that blockage has been removed, and so there's about to be a new setting or a new landscape for you to thrive, for you to revel in the success of the work that you put into yourself to release these people, these numbskull ass bitches that were trying to attach themselves to you and your power, for them to stay afloat, okay? Because they didn't want to do the work. Okay, so yeah, let's see what else, divine. That was very straight to the point. They could be having headaches due to overthinking about you, and just the regret and the sadness and the depression, or them drinking too much, or them imparting in too many substances, whether they are sleeping with a lot of people and they are gathering a lot of spirits and entities that are no good for them. It could be like affecting their mind, their third eye, their crown. It could be overstimulated, overworked. Things they can't process because it doesn't belong to them, but they're taking it on because they're open and they're not doing the work. They're not cleansing, they're not healing, they're not addressing their demons. Okay, they're not doing it, and so they are being like clogged up with a lot of dense, heavy, uncomfortable, and challenging emotions and thoughts and vibrations and entities and things that are just is putting a lot on this person's plate, on top of just the regret and the remorse and the sadness and the depression and this sinking, gnawing feeling of the loss of you and how much you were pouring into them and they weren't doing the work. And so they're being faced with the shit that they did to you, on top of the things that they weren't addressing. They kept sweeping under the rug. You're not there to lighten it up anymore, distract them from it anymore. And so yeah, it's getting hard. It's getting hard out here for these pimps. Okay, these people that are trying to pimp you out of your spot, pimp you out of your energy. Okay, no, they're having to answer to the shit that they did to you, the people that they involved to do this fucked up shit to you. Okay, to have you in a bad spot to where you couldn't get back up, and they hee hee ha ha in your energy, or what they thought they were gonna, you know, be in your position and you were gonna be in theirs in a lower position, and they just take your spot. You okay, and run off into the sunset with a bitch that's trying to be with you, or a motherfucker that's trying to be you. Okay, delusional. And these are people that aren't even spiritual. They're not tapped in, hence why they're not doing their work. They're running away from doing the work within themselves to get on your level, to meet you where you're at, to keep up with you, catch up with you, to be able to then be able to be in your life. I hope y'all can hear me. Yeah, you're not doing that, and so they're stuck with the bitches that are trying to be you to convince this person that you had to leave behind to choose them and pick them, tolerate them, distract themselves with them, right? Pick me shows, the copycats, the wannabes, the karmics that just don't know how to stop. What else do I? They don't want me to switch decks. They want me to get just, let me see. I don't like that energy, and we'll see if it comes out in the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, because this is just too catty and I don't feel like it. We're at 26 minutes and we've got what we needed from the first portion of this message. Okay, from that deck. Okay, we need something more direct and straightforward. All right, that is messy and all over the place. I don't like that energy. It's nasty. It's yucky. What does the divine collective need to know at this time? Clear and precise messages for them and us to gain. All the army of Yahweh, the divine collective, to gain clarity, divine wisdom, foresight, deep inner insight, understanding, and overstanding of what is being brought to their attention and their awareness that is of their most highest good, to gain enlightenment and clarity that will help benefit them greatly at this time. Bless them with the blessings through these messages, please, and thank you, Source, Yahweh, Divine Spirit Team. I just saw the Ace of Pentacles. I'm trying to tell you a new life, It's a new life for you, okay? Stay the course. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great, okay? Keep them boundaries up and be honest and clear and direct about what it is that you want. And whatever you don't want, you cut out the bullshit and you cut the time on it and you close the curtains on it and you say, no, go somewhere else, okay? Yeah. What is the guidance for the divine? Okay, you're gonna have two new options. I feel like one of these is somebody that you still have love for, but you don't really see a future with them because they fumbled you. And if they fumbled you once, then that means that they weren't in the position to meet you where you were and treat you the way that you know you deserve to be treated and give you what you know you need, okay, and you deserve. And then there's another one that's new, and you're gonna have to make a decision. Are you gonna stay in the old cycle and hope and pray that this person that you have to leave behind and showed you every reason to leave them behind? You can hope and pray that they change and they see that, you know, life without you was just a hellhole and that they're going to do right. Or you're going to cut your losses with them and you're going to move to the new person, okay? I see that there's love from both of these people, but which kind of love do you think you deserve? Basically, it's a decision you need to make, okay? And what outcome you're going to get out of either of these situations with these people, okay? One, which I feel like is this King of Wands, is strong in their energy. They're healthy, they're whole, they're strong, they're in their power, they're in control of themselves, in their energy, okay? They're hot, they're sexy, they're attractive, they're a go-getter, they're goal-oriented, they're a visionary, they're a leader, they're confident. Their energy is not overbearing, and their energy is not toxic. Feels very healthy. Excuse me if I'm chewing too loud, okay? And this other person, looks like this King of Swords. Yeah, this King of Swords, they're all over the place. They're still exploring their options because they're confused. They feel like a Gemini, okay? They're over here, they're over there. They're not balanced, and they're in lack, and they're trying to run away from their issues through other people. They're not stable, okay? They probably have an STD and they don't know about it, okay? They're not well, all right? They're not stable. This is giving physically, health-wise, and mentally and emotionally. They are all over the place. They don't know whether they're coming or they're going. This King of Swords, okay? But there's love there, right? There's love there, right? But is it worth it? It feels like a waste of time to me. It's just kind of like, they need to go somewhere. They need to sit down and they need to figure their shit out, because you're not about to. Like, you're on to the next. You're on to somebody that's just with the shit and they get it and they're on their shit, and they're not about to throw all their shit on you and just be like, oh, well, we have love for each other. You do the work and I'm just going to sit and reap what it is that you're transmuted and alchemizing and healing for me, while I get to enjoy the fruits of your labor, and they still just be on the dumb shit. No. That's that King of Swords, but this King of Wands, okay? They're about this King of Wands. This King of Wands is King of Wands, because this King of Swords, I don't like them. They're fickle. They're not strong-minded. They have the information, or they have the clarity in their face, and they're still choosing to avoid it. They're trying to run away. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're trying to run away, and it's causing them to be unstable and unbalanced because they're not planting themselves in the truth that they know, that they see, and they're still trying to get like their last minute chance to be in this fuck ass energy, this unbalanced, delusional, oh, I'm going to explore my options and see what's out there. They're trying to find you and other people, basically, because they know you're not coming back. That's what this energy is giving me, because they still feel this love for you and you're not there. You close out the cycle and you're about to choose somebody else that's going to pour into you and invest into you. It's going to be a reciprocal, requited give and take, okay? It's going to be healthy. It's going to be balanced. It's going to be mutual, all right? It's not with this King of Swords and with this King of Wands. This is somebody new that's coming in, okay? You want this King of Wands. Guidance for the Divine Collective, the Yahweh, and what they need to know. So this King of Wands, they can carry their own weight. They don't need you to carry their weight, period. Period. Oh my gosh, my nail. It's like cracked because I hit it at work, and it like It's holding on, it's hanging on, but I'm gonna have to get that done soon. So yeah, the way that I slept the cards down, it kind of bent it a little bit more, and I'm like, ugh, like, hang on a little longer. I don't feel like I want to go get it fixed. I don't. Well, that's okay. Mm. So, okay, I just keep busy. So this King of Swords, they could be all over the place because they know they have to come back towards you and address some things that they've done towards you to like get your trust or gain your trust or work on gaining your trust. And I just heard approval, gaining your approval again for them to be able to have access to you and be in your life again moving forward. They might be coming back to you and trying to start off small, but then be able to like solidify something that is long term. But I think this is your 10 of Pentacles that we have discussed, that we have touched on, where you are on your divine path or whatever, and you're quantum leaping very fast and your fruits are very evident. And this person, they haven't even started, or they're just now starting to kind of embrace the pain that they caused you and that they are now experiencing or whatever, and they see you are rapidly elevating and moving forward. And this Emperor and this King of Pentacles, clarify this Emperor and this King of Pentacles. Yeah, this is somebody that wants to come back to you. They're wounded and they're going through a dark night of the soul, but they still need to go through their journey. They're not even in the middle of their journey. They have to go through their dark night of the soul. They have to see what it is that they've been running from and fighting off and trying to, you know, hide and block out of their mind and their peripheral so they don't have to address it. No, they're trying to come in and love bomb you and sneak their way back into your energy because they see that you're on a new path, and it's to the big bucks, it's to the big money, okay, to the stability, to financial luxury, financial abundance, elevation, okay, finer things in life, all right, higher quality lifestyle, okay, and connections and relationships with people. They want that, but they don't want to do the work. They have to do the work. Don't let them back in, bro. I'm trying to tell you, don't let them manipulate their way back in. Keep that block there, keep them blocked, keep them in the dark. They have to face their own darkness, their own demons, the things that they've been hiding from themselves. They have to go to the swamp, okay? They have to. They can apologize all they want to. They can be sorry all they want to, but it seems like, you know, you're meant to be aligned with somebody else, somebody better that's coming in, that you already know is coming in, okay? And I'm confirming now that this new person is coming in, okay? They could be an Aquarius, and they could be a Leo, a Sagittarius, okay? It could be. But yeah, you could end up marrying this person. They could give you a big ass rock, okay? Buy you a house, okay? Invest in your business, okay? Yeah. You're going to get married. You could potentially be getting married to this new person that you have coming into your life. And if it wasn't due to this person that you had to leave behind, that is now going through a dark night of the soul on account of, you know, losing you, all right? If it wasn't for them fumbling you, you wouldn't have found this new person, okay? That's going to put this big ass beautiful rock on your finger, okay? Or you're going to be putting a beautiful ass, big ass beautiful rock on this person's finger, okay? If you're going to be the one putting the rock on somebody, you could be the one receiving the rock, or you could be the one giving the rock, all right? Moving in, starting a new life with each other, being married, being committed, okay? The relationship is being taken seriously. It's valued. It's appreciated, all right? It's respected. It's honored. It's a higher level commitment. It's sacred. It's deemed sacred on both sides, okay? What else? With this new person, you're both going to be doing the work. You're going to be a team, okay? You're going to be able to work together, all right? It's not going to be a tit for tat. It's not going to be playful. It's not going to be childish, okay? It is going to be playful, but it's not going to be childish, okay? And you need to be able to, you need to protect this union, because you're gonna have a lot of people evil eyeing it because of how divine and how beautiful and how inspirational and how glorious it is. Okay, you're gonna have a lot of people jealous and mad and wishing that, you know, it's put to rest or something. You need to pray over your relationship, this new relationship that's coming in. Okay, because there's going to be a lot of people that feel like they haven't got what you have yet. They're still waiting, and people haven't been, you know, wanting to take them seriously, or they haven't been finding the right people to be able to be in a healthy relationship or connection like the one that you're about to be blessed with. And they're going to be evil eyeing and wishing bad things to happen on your new relationship. Okay, so that is the message, y'all. I hope you got something out of it. And yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Leave a nice comment down below. Like the video, share the video if you feel called to, subscribe to the channel, and put on those bells. Push the bells to be notified whenever I upload in the future. Okay, I don't know why it took so much for me to get that out. Oh my gosh. Okay, like this message was all over the place, but I hope that, you know, it makes sense to whoever it's for. Okay, so thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you for staying tuned and supporting me, and thank y'all so much for we're almost to 300 subscribers. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna be at 1,000 subscribers by November or December of 2026, and I just want to thank y'all in advance. So thank y'all for tuning in again, and I love y'all so much.